You know, in the beginning of the day, lost the trade and then continued on to not have content. I dropped a banger video on my Instagram. That VHS edit has been in the making for months to a year. I've had that footage for a year and I finally published it because I finally got the video off my VHS camera. Fire. But keeping that in, besides that, I was having trouble making content today and I didn't know what to talk about because there's so much to talk about. But it's kind of like I don't want to be too generic, but I also want to keep it interesting. Or I don't want to be too generic and keep it interesting, as well as providing consistent content. And today I was just kind of stuck. And, I was trying to think all day, like until about 2 o'clock, what should I make for content? And never ended up finding out. So when I went to work for my family for a few hours today and, had a good work day was good, put all the boxes, did my thing. And on my way home, I had some people in my car and we're in traffic and whatever. And this traffic always sucks. And we're in a specific area where there's construction and then people are really tight together and, stuff happens. So we're going on and someone hits the brake hard in front of us, like far ahead of us. This point it doesn't matter, but this is touching base. Like this is just going to explain everything else. But someone hits the brake hard in front of us and causes like a lineup of cars to slam their brakes. And it caused my emergency brake to go off, which like flawlessly showed like really good car for what it is. Whatever, I was fine, but then give it 2 seconds and rear-ended. Sucks, and then that caused me to hit the person in front of me. So kind of an interesting experience in of itself. But keeping that in mind, whatever, we pull over, good stuff, and we start talking, right? I make sure everyone in my car is okay, and then the guy's apologizing and apologizing and apologizing. And I was pissed initially before I got it, but what I did was I calmed down before I got out of the car. I was like, you know what? Shit happens. Shit always happens. You can't get pissed at people for making a mistake. If he went out there and saying, this is this, started swearing at me, cussing at me, different story. But he was apologizing. He acknowledged it was his fault. And that's so hard to find people who acknowledge that they made a mistake and that are willing to cover their own mistakes. They understand, hey, I made a mistake. I'm going to take responsibility. So I was impressed. I'm not impressed, but I was happy to see a man did that because a lot of people don't. And following up, whatever, he's apologizing. He's so upset about it because, to be fair, he did rear-end me. So, and he knows it was his fault because I braked and he failed to brake and whatever. And he's apologizing and I look at my car and, sucks because it was in perfect condition and now it's not. So just literally not even the taillights are messed up, just the trunk, the bumper, and the front like plastic grill piece and those like reverse lights. But these, I think this is just dust. Yeah, like I'm pretty sure this is just dust. Or maybe that's crack, but there's no need to replace it. The car is fine. Short form. I don't know what's going on there, but the car is fine. So, I'm calming down. I'm like, okay, it's not that bad, right? Like you're looking at the Jeep. Maybe you didn't even notice there was damage on it. That's good. And then on the front, at the bottom, how cars have some cars have those plastic little grills, not the actual grill, but like the bottom part where the radiator resides, kind of. That's a little damage, but that's plastic and the license plate mount because I rear-ended someone else. And because you know what? You got to understand some of these things that happen, if you make it a big deal, it becomes a huge deal. Okay, you rear-ended me. All right, let's fix the car. Cool. Exchange information. All right, let's fix the car. That's it. I want to go on with my day. I'm not going to hold you for hours and hours, because he's got his own damage. He's got, I guess, it's not that much damage, but he's got my damage. And it's like, okay, if I'm going to keep wasting your time, we're just going to do more damage. Not in the sense of cars, but just like to our time. Today, you got to understand. We got to almost stick together, right? Everyone's living their own lives. We only have a few, like not even 100 fucking years. The average lifespan, I think, is like 78 or maybe lower. So you got to cherish every second of your life. If you really think about it, you're spending 1/3 of your life sleeping. You're spending like 2 hours a day eating at the minimum, or total probably. So you have very limited amount of time, and we're on this earth to make mistakes and learn from them. That's what makes life have purpose. So if I went into that failure thinking, man, fuck this guy, I'm gonna go cuss him out, I'm gonna go give him shit, what kind of man does that make me? What kind of person would that make me going forward into my life? I couldn't do anything. He couldn't do anything. It happened. If something happens, you either see it as an opportunity or you fucking waste your time complaining about it. You know what I saw it as? I get to make fucking content. I didn't know what kind of content I wanted to make earlier in the day. And now I get to make one about me getting rear-ended. Right? Like, it's a positive. If you turn a negative into like, two negatives create a positive. Only if you allow it to. We're not talking about math. I'm just referencing it. I'm living and breathing. That's the beautiful part. I get to sit here in a weird fucking light fixture in the middle, like next to my gym, in my gym clothes, and say, I'm okay and I'm happy that that happened because I get to make this video. And if you carry that mindset into everything in your life, I can guarantee you, and I say guarantee, I mean guarantee you, that you're gonna have a much better time doing what you gotta do on a daily basis, you know? Appreciate the good things because there will always be bad things. Good times don't last forever, neither do the bad times. So embrace the bad times, appreciate the struggle, and then when the good times come, appreciate the fuck out of that because I can guarantee you they don't stay forever. There's always an issue. Always, no matter what. But I'm going to leave it at that for tonight. Peace.